All right, today I am here with Morgan. I'm super excited about this one because Morgan has been with us for a while. Not only Morgan's been with us, but also her husband Grant, which I would love to pick on Grant, by the way, Morgan. But we get you today, which I'm super excited about. So I always like to start these off with just sharing kind of how you found out about Farm Fit training and what prompted you to be like, yep, this is the program that I want to go into or explore more into.
So it was probably 2 years ago. My son's 2.5 now. So I had my son, who's now 2.5, and I was sitting kind of after he was born, kind of in a rut, going through postpartum, kind of depressed. We had some medical issues with him, and I was like, I got to do something. And on social media, because I kept myself scrolling through social media, I kept seeing this farm fit training, and I decided one day, I was like, you know what, I'm going to apply for it. Says I got to apply. Let's apply. So I applied, and I looked at my husband and had the first initial call, and I told him, I go, this is something I want to do. And he didn't bat an eye. He saw I was kind of suffering and just kind of not in more normal self. I was a college athlete. Sports were always constant with me. So this was something that got me kind of back to normal. And he decided then, I want to do it with you. Let's do it together. Let's be a team and do it together. And I go, perfect, because I'm going to need somebody beside me, besides helping me through this, because I know with 3 kids at this point, I'm going to need some support and some through this. So he joined with me, and I looked at this as an opportunity to reset myself, to put myself forward a little bit more, because this was all during the pandemic. My son had a lot of health issues, so I was going with him. But this gave me a chance to put myself first. And knowing that it was only 15 to 30 minutes a day working out, I was like, I can do this. I can put this time into myself. And I know my eating habits were a little out of whack, and that was something I needed help with. And I haven't looked back on any of my time with it. The 12 weeks were hard that I went through, but I catch myself now going back and saying, well, you could eat this, but you know this is the better option. This is more in line to what you ate this morning. Getting that donut at the Casey's gas station may not be the best, but there's other options that you can choose from. I work on the road constantly, so I find myself kind of eating from gas stations, fast food. So during my time with Amanda and her team, I've learned what is healthy when I'm eating out, what fits within my macronutrients. Because there's times when it's just a double cheeseburger, fries, and a drink.
Which is okay. Yeah, it's about life.
No. There's times where I'm like, you know what? It's okay to splurge.
Yep.
It's okay to have that ice cream every now, but I know I'm going to have to make up what I'm missing in that lunch. And with these meals where some people say, oh, when I'm on a diet, I can't, like, my kids aren't going to eat what I'm eating. Ugh. My kids ate everything that me and my husband were eating. They may not have ate everything that we made, but they ate the chicken. They ate the hamburgers. They ate the sausage. They ate whatever the meal was. And we weren't having to make our meal and their meal too. It's just something that we built into our own lifestyle. And that's what I needed. I needed something just to fit right in and just go with it, not trying to, let me balance my diet, or I shouldn't say diet, but what I need to eat and what I need to do with what my kids are doing. I've kind of balanced that out of, hey, this is what we're eating for dinner. You either eat it or you don't. And they've learned to just eat what I make, and there is nothing different that I would change.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. There's so many times where you do join, which, by the way, that's one of the questions I'm going to ask you here in a second. But, there's so many times where you join a program and it's like you're cooking a separate meal for yourself. And then all of a sudden you have to cook something completely different for your family. And it's like, okay, wait, where's the sustainability in that? Like, how can I feed myself and feed my family? And we're all eating a nutrition meal, and we're all eating good quality food, and we're making smarter choices in the future. And that's the biggest thing that we really educate behind. Is it's not like your typical cookie cutter diet plan out there.
Yep.
Macronutrients is really about a nutrition theory and focusing on the nutrition value of foods so that you can arm yourself making healthier choices, which you smoke that. I didn't even have to ask that. You're just like, I'm going into this, which I love.
Yep.
But, like a lot of times we forget that, especially when we join a program, it's like, yeah, I want to change myself. But at the end of the time, like by changing ourselves, we're leading the charge for future generations as well. And you and Grant are definitely doing that. You guys are showing up for yourself. Like you've posted countless pictures of you working out with your kids. Same with Grant, which by the way, I freaking love. And it's super cool to see that. I guess I would love for you to dive deeper. Like, so when you guys joined, for you personally, you joined because you're like, I needed a change. And I remember, I think I took your call. Didn't I take your call?
Yeah, I think you did.
I think I did because that's when I was taking.
Because it was just by myself first.
Yeah, and then we talked to Grant. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I remember taking your guys' call, and I remember talking to you on the phone, and we were going through it, and I was talking about lifestyle. And then the next appointment, you were like, "Hey, can my husband join us? Like, he wants to hear more about this," and that was super fun as well. And I love the fact that, like, one of the things I didn't expect was taking on couples right out the gate. Could you share a little bit more about your experience going at this as a couple? Because a lot of times it's usually one person or another when we talk about physical transformations or mental transformations. And it's really cool that you guys did this as a couple. Like you both dove into it head on. Like you said, the first 12 weeks is all about learning systems and understanding what you're creating, but it does click and it does make sense.
It does. And it's doing it as a whole, it's made it a lot easier even after those 12 weeks because we both know what it is and what it takes to make this into our own lifestyle. So when we're both getting off track, or it's like, hey, have you been tracking this? Or have you been drinking your water? It's like, no, I drank my Celsius today, but that's about it. And we keep each other accountable, which I think is the best part because it's one of those you can bounce ideas, you can throw things out. Was how was your workout? Well, that one sucked. I'm not gonna be able to walk tomorrow. That's probably the last one. I looked at him after doing my legs. I was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to walk tomorrow. And he's like, oh, suck it up. You gotta run.
No sympathy, none.
No sympathy. But it's nice that and our workouts weren't the same, which was kind of nice. Like they were built to design around us, but it was something that we could share of what was in your workout today? What'd you do? And kind of be that teammate, but be that teammate in person for one another. Cheer that person on when they get those milestones of increasing their weight. I remember doing the pictures and being able to like see those physical differences. I was like, oh my gosh, it's working. Like what we're doing is working. And I remember, it was I think it was our first summer, and the family was having it was a cookout. There wasn't a lot there for my husband and I it was a lot of snacky foods and nothing. And I was like, there's ice cream at the end and cake and cookies. And I was just like, and they're like, do you want some? I'm like, nope, I already had my sweet earlier today because I was pushing myself to follow through and to when I can have it and when I can. This was at the beginning portion of when I was sticking hard to it. Now I know, oh, we're having cake. I can have a little piece. It's okay to splurge. He might look at me and say, did you really need that second piece? Well, maybe not the second piece, but it was good. I'll make up for it tomorrow. So being it as a couple, I don't think I would have done it any other way, knowing that him having there by my side and doing it with me.
Yeah, and it's really cool too, is like you said, you can hold each other accountable. So you both are on your own journey, like especially in one-on-one coaching, it's tailored to where you're at. Like your workouts are going to be a lot different from somebody else, and you guys saw that because we really take his workouts, we're challenging him for what he wants to accomplish. Same with you, but the nutrition, that's where it can overlap, and work together where you're cooking one meal, doubling the meat source, but then he can have different sides and stuff like that to make sure he's getting enough nutrients and vitamins and minerals in his diet as well, but it's hitting your numbers. And so it's like, yeah, you're on this journey by yourself, but it still overlaps when it comes to nutrition. It still works together. And I love, like, I remember you guys yelling at each other. Like, we've had a couple chats where Morgan you throw Grant under the table and he's like, well, let me tell you about her. But it's a cool thing because like you guys get to feed off each other. Because since we're 100%
Yeah.
online, it's not like you're leaving your farm. Which, by the way, let's talk about your awesome gym setup that you have all around you. Like that
Mhm.
sucker has added on. I remember when you first started, you had hardly anything.
Yep, we definitely. If you could see what my iPad is sitting on, it is a jump box now. We have increased the jump box, just increased it because we've. This is where we are able to do it. It's
It's your
how
time.
we fit it into our lifestyle.
Yeah, and your kids can be there playing in the shop.
Yep.
It's
Oh yeah.
your
There's
own little personal space. Like, freaking love it. Love it, love it, love it. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I guess the last question I want to ask you is how has joining Firm Fit Training impacted your life and your whole family's life? How has it changed from day to day farming? Like you said, you travel a lot for work. Grant's farming full time. You guys are juggling 4 kids now, not just 3, 4. And so, how has joining Firm Fit Training impacted your life when you're looking back at it 2 years ago to now?
looking back. If I don't know where I'd be really without this, because this got me back to putting myself, being there for myself, taking my health seriously. Because Grant, he works long hours on the farm right now with planting. If fingers crossed it's not raining, but I mean, it's long hours and we got to take care of ourselves when I have 4 kids and keeping my own self healthy. I don't think I would be in the physical health that I am today, or being in that I'm training now for a half marathon. I don't think I would be in the shape that I would be being able to do that, because that's not, I don't always have the chance to just go to a gym and work out and have a class somewhere. That this has given me and my husband a chance to put ourselves first in an area, to carry on this and show our kids what it's like to take care of yourself, not just um, by cleaning yourself and brushing your teeth every day, but it's taking care of that physical and emotional health. Because I definitely know the kids kind of saw it in me early on, but they can definitely tell when I'm working out again that mom's in a lot better mood.
Yes, yes. And plus it works seamlessly in your guys' lifestyle. Just like
Yes.
you guys are busy. You have a
Yeah.
busy, active family. You're going on the road for traveling for work. Rand's working full time on the farm, and you got the 4 kids, and this just works for both of you. It's not like it's something that is a burden. It's more like, hey, this is something that we're gonna dive into because it's a lot harder to pour from a half empty cup than a half full. Or I said that backwards. I said that right. Half empty, harder to pour. Yeah, no, I said it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. Well, Morgan, I want to say thank you so much for getting on here with me today. I can't thank you enough. As you know, we adore having you and Grant in the community. Like, you guys are super fun. We love the banter that you guys give each other crap. And also, you connected a lot with other tribe members as well, which is super cool to see.
Yes.
I would love for people, if they want to reach out to you, where can they find you? Like, I know you're on Instagram, but do you mind sharing your social handles of where they can find you, or where they can connect if they have any questions about your personal journey with us or anything like that?
Yeah. So I'm on Instagram at mo dot rec or underscore reckling, RECKLING. Send me a message there. I am on Facebook also, just under my name, Morgan Reckling.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for showing up and doing this with me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Other than that, everybody go check her out. She is a powerhouse mama. I mean, she's now training for a half marathon, which, let's be honest, 2 years ago, that was like not even in the picture. You
No.
were like barely surviving, and now here we are. You're training for a half marathon. So definitely check her out. She's a powerhouse. She's someone that you guys definitely want to check with. Other than that, I will talk to you later. Bye.
See ya.